Hey guys, Michael here at Various Engineering, and today we're going to get this sheet metal diffuser onto our C8 Corvette behind me. These are all the powder coated items that are going to be in this kit. You're going to have your main diffuser element. You're going to have two of these diffuser strakes, one for either side. You're going to have one of these wing pieces, one for either side. It completes the end of the wheel well. And then you're going to have one of these brackets for either side as well. There's quite a bit of hardware that comes in this kit, so I'm going to go over the hardware kit separately. We're going to get to that right now. Although there is a lot of hardware, we don't need a lot of tools today for this install. You may choose to use a ratchet where you can substitute it in with an impact at any time. We also recommend using an impact for some of the fasteners. Otherwise, you're going to need a 7mm socket, a T15 socket or key, a 4mm Allen. This is the one that we do recommend you have a socket and an impact for. A 2.5mm Allen, and then a 4mm Allen key. Pretty limited on our tools today, so let's get to the install. Here we have all the hardware that's going to be included in your rear diffuser kit. In the center is going to be the hardware that's going to be used no matter what. You're going to have M6 clip-on nuts, M4 clip-on nuts, some M6 washers, a couple M6 25mm long button-head cap screws, and some serrated M6 nuts. On either side here, I've got the decision you need to make. You're going to have some black oxide hardware or some stainless hardware. You're going to need to choose which one you're going to use. Kit comes with both, so some 16mm long M6 screws on either side, some washers, and some M4 16mm long and some washers on either side as well. So pick which hardware you want to run, and then let's get this car up in the air and get started. Once you have your car safely up in the air, you're going to look at this center plastic splash shield and remove it. So there's going to be 11 7mm head screws all the way around it, and then one plastic push pin in the middle. We're going to set this off to the side. It will not get reinstalled when we go back together, so do what you will with it. Next, we're going to remove this plastic section that was under that, or above it. There's going to be 6 7mm head screws, and then 4 T15s, and 2 plastic push clips. Those were all the 7mm. Now we're going to switch to a T15. Now the push clips. You're going to push it back, tilt it over, and drop it down. This one is not going to get reinstalled as well, so do what you will with it. With all these under shields removed, we're going to be able to get up to the exhaust brackets a little easier. There's one up there, one up there. Show you this one. It's a little easier to see because we have an aftermarket exhaust, but these two bolts are what we're going to loosen. Only do one side at a time. I'm going to set you down so I can show you how to do it. Show you the passenger side here. They're going to be 13mm head bolts. Like I said, one side at a time. Fully remove it. Now we're going to take our bracket. It should angle towards the center of the car, so that's how you see which side is which. I'm going to put it up between the body and the exhaust bracket. Start these. I'm going to tighten these a little bit, but you don't want to tighten them all the way. You want to have some movement in this so you can utilize those slots to dial in your fitment. Now repeat this process on the other side. Slide it up in there, between the body and the bracket. And just like the other side, start them, and you can tighten them up a little bit, but leave them loose so we can move them around to dial in fitment later. This is the passenger side all installed. This is what it looks like from the back of the car. You should be able to read the logo from the back. Logo facing out. With our brackets loosely installed, let's work on getting our actual diffuser fitted up. So I'm just gonna test fit it real quick. I usually start with the center hole. Let's see where I need to go. There. Alright. And then I'll put two of the back ones in just to locate it. Now we want to look at these two holes here, the same on the other side. Make sure they line up, which this one needs some moving around. The other one's good. So we're going to adjust that, make sure everything's good and straight and level with each other, centered. Get those brackets lined up, and then pull this back down and tighten those exhaust bracket bolts all the way, and then we'll get this fitted for the final time. We're gonna need to take the two clip-on nuts off of this as well. So same process, lift the tab and push it off. These are gonna get reinstalled on the car. So I'm gonna show you where those go right now. With your two clip-on nuts, you're gonna see a hole on either side of this engine shield. And you're gonna need to clip those on, just like so. You're gonna hear them lock into place. If they don't, just push that tab in, just like you did on the others. And now we can get our diffuser installed up in here. Now we've already test fitted our diffuser. Make sure we've got our clips on this engine shield, and we're ready to install it for a final time. I always start with this center one, just kind of a force of habit. And then I'll put in a couple of rear ones to kind of center it. I'm gonna go ahead and all of these here are gonna be the original 7mm head fasteners. And then here, 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 and here are gonna be the 6mm button head cap screws. And then we're gonna reach on the back side and put one of those serrated nuts. So bear with me while I put these 7mm in and make sure it's all straight, and then I'll tighten it down. Once you get it loosely up there, you're going to go ahead and grab the 6mm button head cap screw with a washer on it and serrated nut. And put the cap screw through here and start the serrated nut on the back. Once you're happy with the placement of the diffuser, whether it be front and back or side to side, go ahead and tighten everything down. Here we have one of the side wing sections. We're gonna have to prepare this before it needs to go on the car. So it's gonna sit in the car like this. This is going to be the top. This is going to be the bottom that you see. And so you're going to need to put some of the clip-on nuts that's in the kit on here. These larger oval holes are going to get the M6 ones, and the smaller holes up front here are going to get the M4. So threaded portion facing up, and push them on until they clip. Just like that. Oops. I'm going to go ahead and put one on the wrong way. If you got one on the wrong direction like this, see how the threaded portion is not facing up? You can take a little screwdriver, you can pull up on this tab. It's a little tricky because these are pretty strong, so you can get a flat blade under it actually and just push it out. And then flip it over, put it on the correct way. I'm going to repeat this for the other side here. Once everything on the actual diffuser is tight, now we're going to place this wing piece in here. It can be a little tricky. Be careful along this edge and this part of the bumper. Make sure not to damage that. You can tape it up if you feel the need, but we're going to start with this, angle it up in here. We're going to push back on that and then kind of work its way up in there. So this. Can manipulate this to go up in there. And there we are. When you first get this wing piece in here, you're going to notice that this rear edge is going to want to sit up into the bumper. So you want to manipulate it, make sure it is the lowest point and not stuck up in the bumper. Make sure it's nice and flat all the way across. That way this and this bolt is going to sit flat and be able to be tightened down. Once you've got this nice and placed up in there, it's all flat. Choose which hardware you're going to use. We're going to use the black anodized with the washer. I'm going to start with the M6 and then do the M4s. So I'm going to put some rearward pressure on this panel just to make sure it all stays in place. And then I'm going to angle the bolt towards the rear of the car, get it through the rock guard and the fender liner. Get it up in there and start it. Start this one as well. I'm going to do the M4s. Yeah. It's a little easier to start these M4s looking from the back because you can actually see where the clip-on nuts are. I'm going to leave these loose until we get all of these on there. So we're going to do that next. Now we're going to work with our connections here. We're going to need to install this separate strake first. It's going to go between the two panels. And this is where you need to decide your hardware as well. I'm using black also. So slide that in between. Bolt through the front side. Through all three. Then we'll put a serrated nut on the back side. Go ahead and do this for all 5. Once you have all of these started by hand, this strake has some adjustment in it, so you're going to be able to move it front to back, and you're going to want to set it the same angle and same height as the previously installed ones, the existing ones. And then once you're happy with that, tighten them down.
Finishing this?
Yeah.
And then they can get off the lift?
Yep. with all this tightened down, I'm going to go ahead and tighten the rest of this down. I want to add all of this. We are going to have to repeat on the other side, so keep that in mind when you're setting the actual center point of your diffuser. Actually center it while you're doing either side. These don't need to be super tight because the clip-on nuts actually have a self-locking feature, so it's going to keep them in there regardless. But that's all tight. Once you've done this on both sides, once you've adjusted everything, made sure everything was tight, that is going to complete the install. Make sure it looks straight and enjoy your new sheet metal diffuser. You're gonna see improved stability at high speeds due to added downforce, decreased drag, and some pretty aggressive looks added to the rear end of your C8. So until next time, if you got any comments, feedback, concerns, email us, support@veris-engineering.com. And thanks for tuning in.